What an event! The Kingpyn boxing tournament quarterfinals has now been wrapped up. We saw some scraps. We saw some punches thrown. We saw some hands be delivered on the night. And goddamn, I was not disappointed. And you know what I was even more happy about? I did not predict correctly how the fights would be won. But I predicted every single fight correctly, and that is what I will take. First up, the Blueface versus Ed Matthews wildcard. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I think I predicted Blueface to KO him, finish him, I think. Blueface won by technical knockout. Then we move on to the women's stuff. I predicted Emily Brooke versus Amber O'Donnell, and I think I predicted a KO, but Emily Brooke won by unanimous decision. Julie Polka beats Danielle Hemsley by unanimous decision. Barbie beats Whitney Jones by unanimous decision. And Elbrook beats Miss Danielka by unanimous decision. Although that one was controversial, I actually didn't see that full fight. I was in work whenever this event happened, so I actually didn't get to see the full. I just got to see some of the highlights. I did see the Barbie knock down Whitney. There was punches thrown. I did think that they were all going to end in knockout, but they actually all went, and they all went to unanimous decision. So I did predict how they would end wrong, but I did predict everybody winning correctly, and that's what I'll take. Then you move on to men's ones. We got King Kenny versus my mate Nate. I did pick King Kenny to win this. I said if King Kenny came out and he actually threw punches and was aggressive, I think he would beat my mate Nate. I didn't think he was going to KO him. What was it, the start of the second round, I believe. I didn't think he was going to KO him like that. You know, my mate Nate, we did speak about the fact that he had only boxed with head guards on and with like 16-ounce gloves, and when he gets punched without head guards on with 10-ounce gloves, it's going to be a big difference. And I think as soon as he felt that jab from Kenny and he realized, okay, Kenny wants this redemption, and he felt those punches, he realized, oh shit. And you know what, it's a shame. I'm a happy Kenny won, yeah. But my mate Nate, it's so hard to root against him, bro. Part of me wanted my mate Nate to win the whole thing just because he seems too nice. But Kenny beat him regardless. Then we move on to the next men's fight, and that was Whindersson Nunes versus Philippek. I did predict Whindersson Nunes to win. And the thing was, while I was in work, I was looking on Instagram, checking for updates, seeing if anybody had fought yet. And in the back of my head, I was like, you know what? I picked Nunes to win. But then I started thinking more and more, and I was like, why do I think that Whindersson Nunes is going to potentially be in the finals? Why do I think he's the dark horse of the tournament? Why do I think that he might actually have a chance to win this thing? Because we're all focusing on the big names. We're focusing on Jarvis, who, you know, beat Tom Sneddie, which we'll get around to how that ended. Then we're all focusing on Gibb, who beat Austin McBroom. We'll get around to how that ended too. And we're focusing on Kenny because he's a big name. Whindersson Nunes is a big name to us, like in the UK and Ireland, all that. Not a big name to us. But because he's not one of the more popular ones to us, everybody's overlooking him. And I started thinking, I was like, you know what, this guy might be a dark horse. This guy might actually win the full thing. And then he won. And now he's facing Kenny next. And I'm excited for that because next up we got King Kenny versus Whindersson Nunes and Jarvis versus Gibb. We'll talk about Jarvis real quick. Jarvis obviously fought Tom Sneddie. The whole question was, we all knew Jarvis could box. The question was, is he tough enough to take the punches and give them back and keep coming forward? Turns out he was. And one thing I never thought that I would see happen, Tom Sneddie quit. He actually quit. Tom Sneddie literally just goes to the ref, no, I've had enough. He just put his hands up, goes, I've had enough. I'm not doing it anymore. And then afterwards, he said he couldn't be asked, and he didn't come to win and all that and blah, blah. But I think it came down to, you know, he was giving Jarvis problems. Jarvis was hitting him. He was outboxing him, but he was giving Jarvis problems. And I think it just came down to Tom Sneddie's gas tank wasn't that good. And then he kind of just gave up because he knew he wasn't going to win in the end. But at the same time, even if he gave up because of the gas tank, Jarvis was showing that he was a better boxer. And, you know, he even said out of Jarvis and Slim, he thinks Jarvis wins that fight. Now, he might just be saying that because, you know, to blow smoke up Jarvis's ass because he just lost him. But at the same time, that opens that to a potential fight, Slim versus Jarvis, and that would be a very good fight because Jarvis proved us he can take bangs and keep coming forward and give bangs right back, and Slim has proven that too, so that might be a potential fight in the future. Then we'll move on to the main event, Gibb versus Austin. You know, we all wanted seven-figure Gibber to take home the dub, and he did, and we're happy about it. And, you know, that's our rivalry done. The only thing is, I'm not entirely sure what actually happened. I believe that Austin hurt his ankle somehow. Some people are saying twisted. Some people are saying he broke his ankle or something like that. I doubt he broke his ankle if he was able to walk on it. He was hobbling a little bit, but he was able to walk on it. So maybe he twisted his ankle. I don't know. He apparently done something to it. But we're all happy Gib won. Unfortunately, it's not the way we wanted it. We wanted Gib to finish him, and actually, get like the decisive knockout like the last time, put it to rest so he'd move on to the next round. But you know what? It is what it is. The game's the game, and that's how it ended. All respect to Austin as always. Hopefully, he gets better soon because that's a way. Like even if you don't want that person to win, that's a sucky way to lose. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you didn't go out on your shield. You just there was an injury happen, you couldn't continue, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But the whole event, I thought the event was really good. This is just basically my video to wrap up the event, tell my opinions. Then I want to do a couple more videos. I will definitely be doing a video, maybe matching up Gib and Jarvis's pros and cons for the next fight, which is in 5 weeks, I believe. King Kenny versus Nunes. My mate Nate will then fight Philippek, and that means Austin, if Austin recovers from this injury, of course. Will then fight Thompson Eddie. But you know what? If Austin doesn't recover, I don't think Thompson Eddie has an interest in fighting anymore anyway, so that's good, I guess. But we have that. That's the match that's coming next. I do want to do separate videos on that, but I just want to talk about the whole event as a whole. I thought it was really good, really successful. Like I said, I was in work, but I came back. I watched the highlights. I watched a bit of like the event, but I just didn't have enough time to watch it fully. But it was good. It was good action. The Austin Gibb fight was competitive. Then Gibb started unloading, and that happened. Jarvis Thompson Eddie, very entertaining. Jarvis won, but you could tell he had to go for hell, and I think it was really good for him because it tested him and he had to prove to himself and everybody else that he can take those punches and keep coming forward. Kenny came out, and Kenny came out basically said, look, I lost, I'm not losing again, I'm winning this whole thing, I want to make a statement, and that's good. It's unfortunate for my mate Nate, but you know what, my mate Nate, he could go against Philippek and win and show some stuff. I didn't really see too much of Philippek, to be honest, and then all the women fights, they just go for it like they always do, to be perfectly honest. The Ale Brook one was controversial though. I only did see highlights. I didn't watch the full fight, and I never really like to judge something off highlights because they might leave out important parts. But apparently, it was controversial. Apparently, the Miss Daniela, then I can never say her name. Miss Danielle, Dan, Miss Danielka, I think is her name. Apparently, she won the fight, and it was kind of just swayed the other way. I don't know, but maybe I'll watch the full fight if I get the chance to. But that is my whole roundup. Like I said, I will be doing a video on the potential the matchup next of Gibb versus Jarvis. Then I will be talking about King Kenny versus Nunes, my mate Nate, all the women's fights, even what's next for Blueface, Ed Matthews, whatever. What fights next? I'll probably be touching on some of the Misfits card that happened. Misfits coming up in May. KSI, Salt Poppy, Deji all fighting. I'll be touching on that too. But overall, thought it was a pretty good event. Heavily enjoyed it. I watched the Ryan Garcia versus Tank. I watched the Kingpyn, and I watched the Misfits. Good thing of boxing. We got our YouTube fights, but we also got the main stage fight of Ryan Garcia versus Tank, and it was very good. Did not disappoint. But I enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of the entire weekend? What did you think of this event? But not just of this event, of all the boxing over the weekend. Hopefully you all enjoyed it as always. Let me know in the comments below. What did you think? Did you predict right? Did you get all them right? Did you predict wrong? Who knows? Let me know what fight you're looking forward to the most in the next round. Is it the Gibb Jarvis fight? Is it the Kenny versus Nunes fight? Let me know in the comments below. But as always, think positive, test negative. Have an amazing day. This is my roundup of the Kingpyn boxing quarterfinals. Stay safe. I will see you in the next one. So, peace.